Winning is everything, but it is not the only thing. 384 champions, a rainbow of colour, hope and pride.
It changed my whole life.
The time and sacrifice is all of ours. Each moment, each race is felt from afar, from the pits, the stands, the grid.
It put hairs on your arms, you know. It's such an emotional experience for everyone. Win, lose or draw, there's such a passion for it.
The moment arrives. Summon every sinew and go for broke. If you don't take your opportunity, a rival will. Glory, triumph, victory or defeat, all flash by like a feather blowing on the hot breeze. With every grand final, a champion is crowned, standing tall on the shoulders of us all.
Time is a strange thing.
A quarter of a century, gone in the blink of an eye.
The heart, the spirit, the soul of this week remains.
A week that is made for us. Time. Treasure it. Embrace it. Celebrate it.
For this week will soon pass. Time, it waits for no one.
But for this week only, time revolves around us.
A grand effort on the grandest stage. Sarno becomes a crackling canopy of colour, noise, passion and pride.
Things to perfection. You become part of 25 years of history. Years of champions.
"25 years of drivers making this week their time.
In a week made for us.
always say that the best race director is the one that is almost invisible. We are a huge team that works in several levels of action. 6 people at the race control, 40 marshals at the track, 18 marshals at the parc fermé, 10 scrutineers. It's a huge team that makes this happen. It means a lot to be at this level of competition. At the end of the day, what I feel every morning is that I have this responsibility. I'm just one person in the middle of a lot of persons, and my achievement is to try to put them together and to be somebody that they can look and trust. And they must believe that I'm doing the best I can, and my decision will be good at the end of the day. From the drivers to the officials, everybody understands that we belong to this, and we work together to something that is much bigger than us, and at the end of the day we will all be proud about our achievement as a team.
Roger, welcome to, well, not welcome to Thailand, you know, you've been here before, but this is an important race for you and the region, yes?
Yes, Henry, this is obviously the first one of the year, but it is the largest kart race I believe they've ever had at this track.
Yeah, 131 drivers from 21 different nations. DD2 are on track at the moment. Now, only 6 drivers, the 2-speed car. It's called Rotax's Ultimate Class. The fastest, you've got experience in this class. You've raced in the grand finals as a DD2 master. these are very, very sophisticated and, fast bits of kit to drive.
Yeah, 34 horsepower, 2-speed. It is the fastest kart that Rotax has. It is a little bit heavier, so obviously on a track like here at Bira, which is slightly smaller, it is quite bumpy.
Yep.
So you have to really be smooth. Otherwise, it's 30 degrees outside. I mean, it's absolutely fuming.
Yep.
The tyres won't last.
Yeah, exactly. Now, we had a great battle in the first race between our pole sitter, Shen Ya Hong, and Axel Sanyala. Sanyala starting at the back of the grid. Shen Ya Hong starting from the pole position. Siri Kong Siri is alongside. The lights go out. We're off and racing for the first of 10 laps here. And at the back of the field you can see already Axel Sanyala from Finland moving into P5. But Shen Ya Hong for Chinese Taipei in the island of Taiwan, winning his opening heat and doing it really well, surviving a lot of pressure that Sanyala put on him.
I mean, Simon, yes, he's been driving well. Axel obviously had some issues in qualifying practice, so that has taken a bit of pressure off Simon. But from what I can see, as the race goes on, the pace is fairly evened out, Henry.
Yes, indeed. Now, as we look there already, the green and white Tony kart from the Stratos RL team pulling away from 402 Siri Kong Siri. Axel Sanyala hasn't made as much early progress as he did on the first lap of heat number 1, and this is where Shen Ya Hong or Simon needs to get away, and then he can start managing his tyres, can't he?
Yep, I mean, you've got Kansiri, Gupta, they're bunched them pretty close, I mean, look, Henry, everybody wants to fight for a podium. Simon's basically, he's 7/10 down the road. And Gupta makes a move, and Kansiri switches back. I don't know. See, this just gives Simon a little bit more extra breathing space.
Yep.
And in a track like this, if you are overly aggressive, as I just said, your tyres take a beating.
Yeah, indeed. This is an older circuit in Thailand. It's been here for nearly 40 years. This tarmac is very, very abrasive. These Mojo tyres that everyone's using, they're getting a workout now. When you close up behind somebody, tyres overheat very quickly, but you can then ease back, let the tyres cool, and get a little bit more life back in them. But you can see Sanyala, even a driver of his caliber, he's got Jan Vonzanok, the Kyrgyzstani driver, right in front of him. Vonzanok's got the Energy Course race suit on. His kart in front of him, there is a move for second. That's Chris Gupta going back up the inside of Siri Kong Siri, and they're all backing each other up, and this is allowing Shen Ya Hong to pull away. So Chinese Taipei and the island of Taiwan leading. Now, again, Roger, your countryman, you've been instrumental in trying to promote and get more drivers from your country up to the top reaches of Rotax racing. You got rewarded for that in Sano when Shooting Chang, Felix, got second place in Micromax. But to compete at the grand finals, first of all, you've got to get drivers to qualify. That's the hard bit.
Yeah, I mean, in the last sort of 3-4 years, karting, especially Rotax in Taiwan, or Chinese Taipei as you call it, has really taken off, so popularity is going through the roof. So compared to, sort of pre-COVID and what you've seen, I mean, we're getting more drivers.
Yep.
Our drivers in terms of skill level are going up, and that's due to a lot more willingness to travel to do big international competitions such as this.
Yeah, and it's also to do with the fact that, you've made several strides in bringing people from Europe over. Ragnar Virus, DD2 Grand Final champion. He's done a lot of coaching out here with some of your drivers. You're with the Stratos team here, and there are people like Mark Kimber from Strawberry are over here as well. That is helping, teach the drivers as well. So every bit around them, from the equipment to the mechanics to the driver coaching is all improving. And yeah, whenever you know this, when you go abroad for the first time to race overseas, okay, sometimes you can take a bit of a beating. but you've got to take those licks to come back stronger next time.
Yeah, I mean, Henry, like you say, right, the international level coaches make a huge difference. I guess it started off when I went for my first time at Portimao in 22.
Yep.
That's where I met Mark. That's where I met Ragnar. And it was through no introduction. I just went up to them and started talking to them. And, you know, they sort of said, well, who's this weird old dude? But, you know, we ended up getting them out here. Mark flew over here especially for our junior driver, Easing.
Yes.
Who just took 2 second places in the 2 heats.
Yep, and it's looking good for a front row start for the superheat shortly.
Yeah. I mean, so he's doing, you know, I mean, what I'm seeing from the extra work that we're doing is that it is paying off. And that, hey, at the end of the day, when you're in motorsports, I'm sure everybody, they're willing to spend the money, but you want to see the fruits of your labor.
Yes, sometimes it can take longer than you want it to, but you have to stick at it. Now, you did miss one incident on track there while we were talking. That was Axel Sarniala and Jan Vonsanok having a discussion over what was 4th place at turn number 6. Sarniala has emerged in front. Chen Ping Hao is in 5th position. Vonsanok has dropped back to 6th place, but Krish Gupta in 2nd. He's 1.2 seconds off the race lead. There is our trackside camera, and only 6 drivers, but there's the problem. Sarniala, it's so difficult to overtake, even though he has got maybe, a tenth or two. I'm looking at his lap times. He's 3,000 of a second slower than Simon Hong at the moment. Now he's got a bit of clean air. Maybe we'll see the flying fin closing in on Siri Kong Siri for what would be 3rd position. But of course, he doesn't have clean track. He doesn't have cool, I say cool in inverted commas, air on those tyres. So he isn't really extracting the maximum out of his kart. And he's in this situation because at the start of qualifying yesterday, a spark plug did not spark. A simple, like we say, a 50-cent part on a very expensive go-kart could cost you. And now Sarniala is he's behind the 8 ball, as you would say.
Yeah, I mean, Axel's, he only came over this week. I mean, a lot of drivers came the week before to do testing. But from day one, he's shown real pace. The issue that he had in this heat was the first few laps, everybody was bunched together.
Yep.
And as you've said, it is really, really hard to overtake. So I think Axel, being an experienced driver, being a world champion, he's using his brain, because at the end of the day, these tyres do not only need to survive this heat, they still need to go through, 15 lap superheat this afternoon?
Let's have a look, the 15 lap superheat, 15 laps. And this is now the hottest part of the day. This morning we had a nice breeze, but I'd say the next 2 hours is probably going to be from 1 till 3 this afternoon, or from 1 till 2, the next hour at least is the hottest part of the day, which means it's going to be hard on the tyres, hard on the equipment, but also hard on the drivers.
Yeah, I mean, look, Axel's come from Finland, so that's what.
It ain't 30 degrees in Helsinki at the moment.
Exactly. And
minus 30 degrees in Helsinki.
I mean, he said, the northern part of Finland is minus 30 right now.
Yeah.
But where he's from is probably, I'd say, zero or minus 5.
Yeah.
But then you come here, it's 30 degrees, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, there's no cloud in the sky.
Yep.
I mean, unless you're Superman, it does take some time to get used to.
Yeah, these are very highly trained athletes. Axel Sarniala, who trains hard like all these drivers do. But when you're in the go-kart, the race suit, the helmet, the balaclava and everything, you're going to get warm no matter what. And you can see him now, he's just letting Siri Kong Siri know as we start the final lap. Shen Ya Hong leads by 1.4 seconds over India's Krish Gupta, and then this battle, the battle for P3 between Siri Kong Siri in the red and white Birol art. It's his very first weekend in this class, and Axel Sarniala. He'll try now to cut up the inside going into turn number 5. Is there enough grip on the inside of those karts, on those tyres? Oh, he's just letting Siri know he's there, gets across. Oh, no, and that's the pair of them have cost themselves time. So up into fourth position will go Jan Vonzakop, and then Chen Pinghao to fifth. Well, even better news for Shen Ya Hong, because Sanyala, well, will he merge in third, or did he lose a position as well? We'll find out. There we go, 2 wins out of 2 for Shen Ya Hong. Chris Gupta second, and Axel Sanyala does take third. Jan Vonzanok for Chen Pinghao, fifth, Silicon City in sixth position. That was, again, Axel was knocked on the door. As you see, he sort of moved Siri a little bit out the way, and then Siri was like, I'm not going to stand for that. And, well, 2 go-karts into 1 apex doesn't always work.
Mate, I think Chang, the organizer of this race, has done a really great job this time assembling an array of overseas officials.
Yes.
So everything, I think, in this race is going to be by the book.
Yes.
So that incident just now, for sure, the stewards are going to be reviewing it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in the next door room to us, there are officials from China, from Macau, from Thailand. There's officials from the Rotax Grand Finals, steward panels. This is a ticket event. Therefore, it has, everything is being held to the highest of standards. And of course, when in a competitive event, in karting, things like that happen. But first thing, Simon, talk about him. I know in practice, he was not as happy as he could have been, but a bit of good fortune in qualifying, and he's making the most of it now.
Yeah, but Henry, like I always say, right, we want to peak at the right time.
Yep.
Simon didn't have the best pace a couple of days ago, but look, we're on race day now, and I think we're trending in the right direction, so let's hope that we keep that momentum going for Simon, and for Eason as well. And all the boys from Stratos RL, our team.
Yes, exactly. The biggest team here in terms of drivers. I got lost trying to walk around your awning. I wasn't sure where I was. It was only because I had Paul Spencer going, yeah, I'm over here. I knew where I was. It's only joking, Paul. Chris Gupta is going to be speaking to Jen Wade shortly, second place driver. We spoke to Shen Ya Hong after the first race. Now, let's see if our microphone is going to behave itself. Okay, Jen, let's take it away. Let's see if we can hear from Krish.
Thank you. Krish, now we had a technical problem with our microphone. We can make it work, okay? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where do you live?
I'm from Mumbai in India.
Welcome to Thailand.
It's not my first time here.
Okay, so tell us about the race. What happened out there?
I had a decent start. I fell to third, and then he was not that fast, so I was able to pass him and just pull a small gap.
What's it like racing here at the International Trophy Asia?
The competition's quite hard. Like some of the other guys are a bit further away to catch, so it's going to be a hard one in the final.
How long have you been racing?
I started in 23.
Not so long.
Not that long, but it's been quite fun.
But it's great to have you here also racing the DD2. And we're going to say good luck. Anyone you want to say hi to at home?
My mom back in India, she's been watching all the races.
Okay, hi to Mum in India. Wish you luck.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Jen. Thank you to Krish Gupta. As there is your provisional results. Chinese Taipei and the island of Taiwan beat India, Finland, Thailand, and then Taiwan and Thailand again. Shen Ya Hong, Krish Gupta, Axel Sanyala, Jan Vonzanok, Chen Pinghao, and Siri Kong Siri. The next time we will see the DD2s, it'll be in the superheat. So the points that the drivers gain in the 2 heat races, they then decide the grid for the superheat. Senior up next. So we go from 6 karts to 27, although there are 53 in total. That will get, whittled down after tomorrow's Soupy. Let's go through now. There's number 321. That is Rayan Karetti for the RMR team. He had a problem, didn't go out to qualify. That's why he is starting down at the back. There's the 347 of Alpesh Patel. I got to say, I like those new number panels. I think they look quite cool. Roger Young will join us once again later on. He has got several drivers to help manage and coach and support. So he's heading back down there. There's number 351, Harath Zairel O for the FR Racing Johor team on the Cosmic chassis. And the number 353, there's our young lady from the Philippines, the Speed Angel herself, Aquina Therese Santos, with the DT Racing Resultado outfit. The 319 is Nawin Natifanon on the Birrell ART. And the number 3, there is a view, that is Lax Bafna on that really, really smart GFC, Gary Carlton built, designed chassis. One of the senior citizens, Luke Armstrong. Sorry, Luke. I've got Roger Young out of the commentary box before we featured you. Thank you very much. Luke Armstrong, we haven't got a Masters class this year for drivers over the age of 30, and Luke he's competed the grand finals before, and let's have a look. Where did he finish last year? Was 4th with the Singaporean-based driver in DD2 last year. Miska Kaskinen from Finland, just looking down at his data logger on the steering wheel. We move up the order. There is another one of the black and white GFC chassis, and you can see the Marshall is getting out of the way. Engines are fired, carts on circuit. This is Senior Rotax. Heat 2, Groups A versus Group C. And it will be Paniakon Anamarasmi who will start from pole position. Senna Ito, second. Ryan C. and Austin Gale, third and fourth. Then Anathorn Tanganiachai, Knut Nielsen from Denmark, Armand Hamilton from Hungary, Chen Yang Tsai, and Jane Lee Gay-hee. Then Clifford's Kanjanapas, Miska Kaskinen, Ratcharat Anathanakan, Senhan Lin, Yusai Mitsuyama, Luke Armstrong, Jenny Bibide, Lax Bafna, Zarif Raikul Fahrudin, Nawin Natipanon, Miguel Quinones, Aquina Teresa Santos, Davika Vonkapon, Harith Zaril O. And just a quick glance at the last couple of starters. The Butterfly from Singapore, Kareen Kaur, Alpesh Patel, Lee Ting Ho, and Rayan Karetti. 27 drivers into the tram lines. Lights are out, we're off and racing. Are we all going to get through turn 1 and 2 cleanly? Yes, we do. Now, down towards turn number 3. The leader, Amrasmi, defending from Austin Gale. Oh, no, that's not Austin Gale, I don't think. Sorry, that might be Ryan C. I'll have a look to see who that is in second place. But Aram Rasami. Further back in the pack, one of the drivers getting delayed. There's a great overhead view going into turn number 10 at the end of lap number 1. Anaya Korn, Aram
Aram Rassani has the lead. Senna Ito in second. Ryan C. Austin Gale third and fourth. Armand Hamilton is there in sixth position. Philip Nielsen is seventh. And Jamie Gahey is in eighth. But Paniakorn leading the way. Let's have a look. Paniakorn in cart number 314. Mariu. Oh dear. Problems for number 320. Jenny Bimini. One of the young ladies in difficulty, and I think that will be our first retirement. Yes, sadly, Jenny out of the race. Yakon Alamrasani has the advantage over Senna Ito. Ryan C. and Austin Gale. Armand Hamilton takes another place, moves into P5. At the expense of 3-4, there he is on your screen, Anathorn Tangiananchai, and now Tangiananchai being squeezed wide by Knut Nielsen, but he holds Nielsen on the outside. Nielsen just lets him know he's there, gives him a bit of a peck on the cheek, as it were, but holds Anathorn Tangiananchai holds on. Nielsen is next. Now into turn number 10, the number 341 car. Philippines, Ryan C. The RMCIT Asia Academy driver on that Kart Republic chassis. Doing a very good job. Keeping, several fast drivers from the Philippines are here. Really good to see, is Ryan C. going to be the thriller from Manila. Through turn number 4, into turn 5. Senna Ito, the Ash Racing driver, is under pressure from Ryan C. And you can see that Ito more track than before. Now behind them, Anathorn Tangianachai has pulled away again. He's the last kart in that second group of 5. He was getting attacked by Knut Nielsen, but now Nielsen has faded back. You see Nielsen, the black, green and white of the RSC competition team, which numbers Knut Nielsen this weekend. Knut and his dad are the only ones running. Oh, and there's Ryan C. Giving the elbow, as it were, to Senna Ito, and that allows Austin Gale through into P3 aboard that CRG Thailand machine. I have to say that Senna Ito can maybe feel a little bit aggrieved at just how aggressive Ryan C was, but he is falling back. So obviously Senna Ito does not have the pace of the rest of the front runners. Armand Hamilton for the Stratos RL team in association with Strawberry Racing this weekend in the number 4339 kart. There is the Austro-Hungarian driver, Australian-born, Hungarian-based. For now, lived in Hungary for a long time. I'm not sure if he still lives there or if he's now living in the UK. But he certainly does racing in the British Championship. There's a lot of racing all over the place, and he is holding off that black and white GFC kart, the newly homologated GFC kart of the WK Wanawong Komorakul Motorsports entered driver Anathorn Tangianachai. Gary Carlton will be quietly impressed with how his wagon is performing on the international stage in the world of Rotax. Of course, it races in the United States and, very, very successfully, especially in Pro Shifter, Pro X30 and things like that. Now there's Armand Hamilton at the inside of Senna Ito, and you can see that Senna Ito has not got the pace because he's dropped quite a way back. So you talked earlier about Ryan C being a little bit forceful, trying to get through, but maybe he was just caught out by Ito's lack of speed through some of the corners. And now it's the turn of Tang Yananchai to have a little look to see if he can make his way past Ito. Right, Tang Yananchai sizing up the 329. Will he dive up the inside in the turn of a 9? No. Ito on the defensive. This is lap 7 out of 10. Haven't seen anybody make a move going into the inside of the turn number 10. The circuit just won't allow it. But Senna Ito certainly struggling for setup and performance in this heat. Now, further back, let's have a little glance back. Miska Kaskinen, there's the move. And finally, Anathorn Tang Yananchai does make the move and picks up 5th position from Senna Ito. Behind these two drivers, the next kart in line is a bit of a gap, as you can see. The kart leading that second gaggle, it's no longer Knut Nielsen, it's Chen Yang Tsai in kart 330, another one of the RMCIT Asia Academy drivers, and he is ahead of Nielsen. Then it's Jane Lee Gei-hee, Yusi Mitsuyama, Xian Han Lin, Luke Armstrong, Clifford Kanjanapas, and Ratcharat Anathanakan, Zarif Rekul Fakhrudin, Miska Kaskinen, Lax Bafna, Davika Vonkapon, and Rayan Karetti with Miguel Quinones rounding out the top 20. Lap number 9 out of 10. Panyakorn Aram Rasami leading by 2 seconds. Now, further back, this is Knut Nielsen in the number 349 car, and he is trying to defend against Jane Lee Gei-hee. Jane is the best placed of the young ladies in the senior field at the moment. 53 drivers in the entire class, 5 young ladies amongst them, and Jane Lee trying to at least hold on to a top 10 position as we start the final lap. Yusei Mitsuyama is second, but they're all trying to catch this man. Panyakorn Aram Rasami comes out of turn number 3, sets the kart up for the long, lazy run through turn number 4. That never-ending right-hander, which becomes turn 5 there. The switchback at turn number 6. And now straight out of turn number 6, set the kart up for the run, slightly downhill through turn 7. Out of turn 7, you flash through turn 8 there, hardly noticeable. Hard on the brakes at turn number 9. And now, one more complex to go, over the curve on the inside, bearing left before you turn right again, out of the final corner. Checkered flag for Panyakorn Aram Rasami, who beats Ryan C by 1.9 seconds. The rest of the field comes flooding across the line. Ryan C, Austin Gale, Arman finishing 4th. Anathorn Tang Yananchai is 5th. Senna Ito, Chen Yang Tsai, Knut Nielsen, Jane Lee Gei-hee finishes 9th. Then Yusi Mitsuyama, Sen Han Lin, Luke Armstrong, and the rest. Just looking down, we ran through the top 20 just a few moments ago, back to Miguel Quinones in 20th. Akina the Speed Angel, Akina Santos was 21st. Then the Butterfly, Karine Kaur in 22nd. Why did she call the Butterfly? Well, if you have a look at the back of her very, very well-designed crash helmet, which is full of emerald greens, you will see a beautiful butterfly. I said, is it significant? She went, nope, I like butterflies. So there we go. Lee Ting Ho and Harith Zairel O, Alpesh Patel, 23rd, 24th, and 25th, with Nawin Natipanon, 26th, and Jenny Bimine, sadly, the only retirement from the race. And there is the 3-4-1. That's Ryan C. Just, he wants to chat with his mechanic. Jen Wade also might want to chat with him. Chat. Yep, no, actually, media commitments. There's Jen. Going past Tom Stackhouse there, who's Armand Hamilton's mechanic. The mechanic that helped guide Armand to last year's E20 Grand Final Championship. Now they've got to thread their way through the cart trolleys to find some microphone reception. And there we go. Right, a smiling driver.
Pointing it that way.
There we go. That's right, microphone in place. Here we go, Jen Wade. Let's see if it works again.
Managed to find Ryan in amongst all the other drivers there and the trolleys and everything. A bit of a maze. What a race.
Yeah. My first race for senior here. It's really competitive with more than 50 drivers. And really fortunate for me to be here.
I think it's great to have you here, and what a great experience here at the International Trophy Asia.
Yeah, it is quite blistering hot here. Sorry if I'm panting a little bit, but it is really a really nice experience to be here with, again, all the experienced drivers and so many people to compete with.
Yeah. Of course, it's nice to have that at the beginning of the season, I think, isn't it? It's hot, but it's not cold, it's not raining, and you've got a really good grid of drivers. So what a great start.
Yeah, it's good for the beginning of the year. So one, I can gauge myself as, again, it's my first race for senior. And two, it's like a fire up from the winter break.
Absolutely agree with you. Wake you up and get you ready for the season. So we're going to say congratulations. Anyone you'd like to say hi to at home?
Maybe my mom and sister at home in the Philippines. I'm sure they're watching the live stream now.
I'm sure too. So hi to everyone at home in the Philippines and wish you luck.
Thank you.
There we go, and here is your provisional result. Paniakon Aramrasamy, Ryan C., Austin Gale and Armand Hamilton, Thailand, the Philippines, Thailand and Hungary, Anathorn Tangyananchai, Senna Ito, Chen Yang Tsai and Knud Nielsen also in the top 8. And so that is the second heat for those drivers done. Here we go then with the second group of drivers. There's Nuntdanai number 333. That's Nuntdanai Suran Chowanon. There's Jukka Koiviastainen, the oldest driver here. There he is with the original sponsorship. That is a gin-based arrangement. I wouldn't know anything about such things. There is no guessing who that driver's favourite hero was. Zach Boyce, the next kart racing driver with the Senna crash helmet. And Zach Boyce representing Thailand. There is number 311. That would be Werasak Aimwichan, the older brother of Wadapong Aimwichan. We're looking at some of the drivers. Now, as we look at some of the contenders, Roger Young mentioned earlier that, Chang and Om, from Moment Media, who are the distributors for Thailand, they've assembled an international array of officials, including Daryl Smith. Daryl, hello, welcome back to Thailand.
Yeah, thank you, matey. It's a pleasure to be here.
I have to say, I've been really impressed by the standard of the event. The driving has been good, but the standard of the event, the professionalism from top to bottom has been something that I've been really pleased with.
Yeah, I think so. And I think a lot of the non-local guys, the Euros especially, they're very, very impressed, especially with the competition.
Yeah, I think, forgive me for saying this, and I don't want to upset Thailand here, but I think there were probably a group of drivers that thought, you know what, there's an easy ticket to the grand finals there. We'll go to Asia for the Asia International Trophy, but it's certainly not the case.
No, there's, talking to a number of the drivers from Europe and from Japan in particular, and the mechanics for that matter, everyone's saying, this is tough. The track's tough. It looks easy, but it's tough. And the competition extreme.
Now, even though there's a lot of sort of 180-degree long sweeping corners, I have spoken to several drivers say that no two corners are the same.
Exactly. Yeah.
Every single corner, even if it looks on the track diagram very similar, it's got a unique feature to it, which makes it very difficult, deceptively difficult to learn.
Absolutely. And on the other side there, you've got the Mickey Mouse, as they call it, which is quite tricky.
Yes.
Coming off that, the slowest part of the track. So you've got very, very fast and flowing areas all the way around until Mickey Mouse.
Yes. Well, let's take you through the front of this grid. Tomoki Terashima and Hayato Miyamoto on the front row of the grid. Yoshito Sasaki and Toby Gale on row number 2. Timothy Dekyarev and Toby Lien on row number 3. Toby, the only Canadian driver here. Yutsai Kimi-chan and Sra Anuras are on row 4. Kritash Jirayupa and Chakonan Viratasha on row number 5. 26 drivers in total. The start is going to be key, and then, as we said earlier, this is the hottest part of the day. It's driver management.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys, hopefully they're hydrated, ready to go. It's going to be a long race.
Into the tram lines, looking at the lighting gantry, lights are out, we're off and racing. An even start between the two front row drivers, but then the inside line pays dividends, and if Hayato Miyamoto is not careful, I think he's going to get squeezed out. No, Osagale. Oh, and now Miyamoto and Sasaki have a little bit of a discussion going into turn number 3. That opens the door. Toby Gale grabs second, but that's perfect. He couldn't have planned it any better if he tried. Tomoki Terashima. That's what you want as a leader. You want the drivers behind you tripping over yourselves. He can settle in and start to manage his Mojo tyres.
Yeah, he can not relax, but he can just make it a little bit more open in his driving style to pull away. So yeah, a bit of a bonus there for him.
The 327, Hayato Miyamoto now trying to fight back after losing a few positions. That is putting him back into 4th position, and he just goes past Timothy Dekyarev. There's ahead of them is the number 328 of Yoshito Sasaki. We're watching the early stage of this play out. Darryl, you do a lot of you say coaching. That's not the right word. You work with the Rotax family on every level of how to get the best out of the Rotax package, the kart, the engine, the tyre, so that when you join the Rotax family, you've got this equipment, you know how to use it. We're seeing drivers, teams, mechanics from, I say this word, with hesitancy, from developing karting nations. We're seeing them improve because they know how to use their equipment properly.
Yeah, exactly. They're learning as they go. The Euro's out of their own environment, but back home, and therefore it's an opportunity for them to really push their boundaries, and their confidence grows from that.
Yeah, because you're not seeing, okay, we've had 1 or 2 mechanical failures here, but no more than in any other race meeting. The reliability is great, and of course, when you first start a Rotax Max Challenge, you have new drivers, new teams, learning the engine. Sometimes you can have a lot of mechanical issues because, again, they don't know how to get the most out of the package.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, it's pretty close when you look at that field, particularly up from the drone shot here. It's awesome. People, it's user-friendly, and people are really putting it in their place now.
Yeah, now, from that drone shot, you were able to see that Tomoki Terashima leads by 1.4 seconds over Toby Gale. There's the number 344. That was Chanaknan Viratasha for Maximum Motorsport. His nickname is Get. He wants to be getting up towards the front because he is down in about, let's have a look, Viratasha down in 8th position. It is very difficult to pass. We're seeing a lot of single file racing. Of course, drivers being a little bit more cautious in senior because 53 entries, we're only going to have, I think, 34 in the final.
Yeah, these guys, nose to tail, but it's also the nature of the track. There's some good opportunities for overtaking, but also overall it's limited. So there's a good move around the outside there.
That was an excellent move, from Sra Anuras. The Forza Motorsport driver. He was able to just get round and pin the number 327 of Yamamoto. Miyamoto. And Yamamoto deciding he didn't want to get overtaken and he had it back, but it was the black crash helmet and the Birol chassis. That was you can get round the outside, you just got to pinch the driver you're trying to pass into the inside, not drive them off the track, but just pinch them so that they're faced with two options, the grass or the brake pedal. And
I mean, I think he done a great job, local track knowledge for one, but then he outbroke himself. So that's where the other guys just come back on him very easily. So it's okay to overtake, you've got to slow it down.
Yeah, you've got it. Going down the straight bits is one thing, but the twisty bits, they're also important, no more so than here. Some of these long corners as well, they really wear the front end of the cart out as well, so setup is quite important.
Yeah, I mean, the flowing fast corners with as we spoke yesterday, with the asphalt, which is quite coarse. The tyres, it's a little bit difficult on the tyres, and therefore any slide whatsoever, it's going to wear the tyre. Slide just kills it, so it's important to keep the cart as straight as you can for as long as you can.
As we look at half distance now, we start lap number 6. Terashima leads Toby Gale by 1.8 seconds, so that lead is growing ever so slightly. Toby Lien, the Canadian driver in kart 340, running in a very strong third position. Timothy Degtyarev is 4th, and Hayato Miyamoto's been in the thick of the action throughout this race. He is in 5th. Yoshito Sasaki is 6th. Chanoknan Viratasha 7th, Sra Anuras 8th, Kritash Jirayupa 9th, and Mohamed Feroz Fairos is in 10th position. All those from, let's have a little look, I would say from 5th place on back is extremely closely matched indeed. There we go, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, back to 11th, which is Yutsai Kimi Chan. Kimi Chan, named after his favourite Formula One driver, Mika Hakkinen. Terashima has the race lead. You were a grand finalist, you were a podium finisher in the Rotax Grand Finals in its early years. The event goes from strength to strength, but there's nothing like representing your country, which is what all these drivers are striving to do.
Yeah, that's an incentive, that's for sure. At the moment, I think everyone's pretty much, it's all for themselves, but at some point they'll be looking on this as, representing their country, and I'm sure the teams are pushing that as well.
And obviously this circuit's been there. You've driven around the world as well, developing. Have you ever done any laps here?
Yeah. We not the last time I was over, but a couple of years back, and like I said to you earlier, it looks easy, but it's a difficult little layout. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, and they've compacted 1,300 meters into not much. It's an impressive feat. There's 1,300 meters of circuits into a small space, but they haven't made it fiddly. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you get these tracks which you referred to a Mickey Mouse section, there's the slow section which we're looking at on the drone shot here, but that's the only really slow corner on the track.
Yeah. If you look at the whole thing, and this is why the limited overtaking opportunity, because of the nature of the layout. If everyone's flowing and going at a relatively regular speed, and one Mickey Mouse section which can upset the apple cart.
2 laps to go. Tomoki Terashima continues to lead the way. He is driving the Tony kart for Gold Motorsports. Now, Toby Gale, the younger of the two Gale brothers in this class. There's a move. That is number 313, and that is Kritash Jirayupa, and he passes Sra Anuras for what is 8th position. But of course, when this track was built, go-karts didn't travel as fast, did they?
Not at all. No.
They tended to be a little bit on the thinner side, and yeah, you know, the lap times here, 56 seconds, you know, that was considered a very, very long lap. 1,300 meters back, you know, even 10, 15 years ago was considered a very long circuit.
Yeah, quite a flowing circuit, so this is why the lap time is really, you know, relatively short when you consider it. And,
yeah. Now, final lap, you can see the bits of Mojo rubber, the marbles off at the side of the circuit, but Tomoki Terashima comes out to turn number 3. Toby Gale coming under pressure from Toby Lien in second and third position. Then we've got these carts, Timothy Degjarev, Hayato Miyamoto. In fact, Miyamoto, they're just holding off Yoshito Sasaki, but Tomoki Terashima, that is about as perfect a race as you can hope to get. As a little casual glance over his shoulder, that Gillard cart is rolling towards another win.
He's done a great job, nice and casual, keep the cart straight, nice and relaxed on the tyre, and therefore pulls away easy.
There is the checkered flag for Tomoki Terashima, winner by 2.6 seconds from Toby Gale. Toby Gale just edges out Toby Lien from Canada, then Timothy Degjarev, Hayato Miyamoto, Yoshito Sasaki, Chanoknan Viratasha is 7th, Kritash Yirapura is 8th, Sra Anuras 9th, Mohammed Feroz Fairuz from Malaysia is 10th, and further down the order, Yutai Kimi Chan, Norarat Apivat, 11th and 12th, Varunchit Watanathanakun. There was a snooker player called James Watana from Thailand. The Typhoon, they called him.
I don't know how you're doing this. Like, you're pronouncing these things off the top of your tongue like it's natural for life.
Well, you know, I'm not saying I'm getting them right, but the key is, if you say it with confidence, even if it's complete nonsense, people believe you.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
It's like walking around with a clipboard. If you walk around, whatever job you got with a clipboard, you know, an air of confidence, people think, oh, you must be working hard.
Actually, I'll go and get a clipboard then.
Yeah, I got one right here. I got a GCSE in clipboard management. Dylan Tan, good drive from Dylan Tan up in the 15th position behind Nathaniel Andekara. Warapong Aimwichan and Nishimura Tsutomu, 16th to 17th. Virasak Aimwichan is 18th, and Megat Zulkani Azizul is next. Now, this is Tomoki Terashima trying to convince Jen Wei that he doesn't speak any English. Jen Wei goes, I know you can speak English because you're speaking to English with me right now. And he says, no. Jen goes, yes. And, oh, look, I'm still speaking in English, but when you put a microphone in front of me, suddenly I can't speak any English.
He's not happy about this whatsoever.
Well, you know, life of an international go-kart racer. You know, the first words that most people learn in English is, I don't speak any English.
Yeah,
not
Jen,
hello or anything like that. That's the first words they use.
And Jen would have said to him, you're doing a pretty good job so far, let's keep going.
Yeah. Okay, Jen, let's see. How much English does Tomoki know?
He knows a lot. Let's see. Okay, yeah, okay, ask any. That's not working so well. So tell me about the race. Good race? You're in time.
High level. So I didn't win the session, so good.
Good session racing.
Yeah, it is so difficult.
Now, trophy series.
Yeah, Macau World Cup, I could win.
So, want to win this?
Yeah, I want to get.
Bahrain. That's so much. Arigato.
Thank you. Arigato.
There we go, Tomoki. That wasn't so hard, was it? One of the things that, that Jen, and as we look at the provisional top 8, the idea of having Jen and myself here is to give these young drivers more media training. You've got to step outside your comfort zone and learn how to promote yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a big opportunity. Maybe they don't receive this, so much at a grand final level if they're not up the front, but these guys up the front here, the mic's put in front of them, they've got to step up to the plate.
Yep, exactly. And speaking of stepping up, it's now time for the drivers in Micro Max, Mini Max, Junior Max, and DD2 to step up because it's time for their super heats. They are the next 3 races. Thank you very much, Daryl. Pop back whenever you want to chat.
No problem, Henry. It's been a pleasure.
No problem, Don. And again, Daryl has been around. I'm not saying that Daryl's spoken to all 131 competitors here, but, he's been around just advising, guiding, the entire team here. Invaluable support from one of the most recognizable members of the Rotax family. And we continue to wait. The next race will be starting in just a few moments' time. It will be the Super Heat, 10 laps for Micromax. There are the drivers. There's number 13. Looking at Nagoshige Inose. Naoshige Inose on that GFC kart. It's the number 9 kart, the Resultado DT Motorsport CRG of Tino Zaragoza. There he is. A little bit further up, let's have a look. Number 16, that is Pakapol Karyanitsuk, the MKR driver. Hello, Pakapolin. Pakapolin, what's his nickname? Cooper is his nickname. Ayrton Senna. Actually, that is Thanaj Yuvsakunkrai, and his nickname is Ayrton. So there we are, boom. His brother, Tamtaj, his nickname is Alan. Now there is the wonderful Macau liveried graphics kit of Oliver at Sea. You can see there on the side, you can see the graphics, that the skyline of Macau Goya, which has got a go-kart circuit, might I add. As we move up towards the front of the field, there, leading the way, kart number 1, Chirifat Vejabuti. He won both his heat races. He starts alongside Hirotse. And this will be the super heat. So this is the race that decides the starting lineup for tomorrow's main event. They get all the muck and detritus and grit and gravel, bits of grass and leaves off their Mojo tyres. Scrub them up. Chirifat Vejabuti and Hirotse are on row number 1. Sirachach Ong Bangnoi on row number 2 alongside Pimfat Kyurkun Fatai. Mohammed Wibowo and Maximilian Schilling are on row number 3. Roadrunner John Karato and Kuryuki Otake are on row number 4. Daniel Yoon and Caleb Delsey are on row number 5. Oliver Tsay and Palat Tanchapong are on row number 6. Thanaj Yuvsakunkrai and Sirapat Thirapatarabu are on row number 7. Pakpolin Krai Sirsinsuk and Naoshige Inose on row number 8. Martin Zaragoza and Tamtaj Yuvsakunkrai are on row number 9. Aruthan Prabhu and Arav Sorika round out the starters. They're into the tram lines. Lights are out, we're off and racing. Oh, and a problem going into turn number 1. And that was Hirotse getting spun around. The number 8 car is also out. That's Alan Tamtaj Yuvasakunkrai. And you can see his Charles Leclerc star helmet. He's gone backwards into the tyres. And sadly, Kalen Delsey has also been caught up in that. But it started when the driver on the outside of the front row of the grid at the start, number 6, Hirotse, he got turned into a spin, and the driver's on the outside. Let's have a look at it again. Now, you can see the number 6 car moves across 3 into 1. Now, Kalen Delsey, does he make contact? Oh, he then gets clipped, and Thamthaj was that there. Kalen Delsey was doing an amazing job of not hitting the spinning cart, and then Tamthaj had nowhere to go. He got on the brakes late and then just vaulted up over the back of, over the front of Kalen's cart into the back of Oliver C, and then backwards into the barrier. But the medical team are with Thamthaj at the moment. Racing continues. Yellow flags obviously going into turn number 1, but the rest of the circuit is green. Chinafat Benjabuti leads from Sirchach Ong Bangnoi. Jun Karato has capitalized, so Roadrunner making his way up into 3rd position in cart number 3. Mohammad Wibowo, Maximilian Schilling. There's Peak Palat Tanchapong, he runs in 6th position. And Kalen Delsey has been able to continue, and Hirotse is down in 13th. So 2 out of the 3 drivers that spun on the opening corner are still in the race. Oh, Peak running a little bit wide there. In kart number 4, Daniel Yoon, the South Korean driver. He's got the Japanese flag next to his name, but he is from South Korea, Daniel and his brother Isaac. Daniel 16th here 1 year ago. They go through turn number 7 now. That's it's a dipping bowl corner that spits you out slightly at the end. It's well, very, very reminds me a little bit of the Jochen Rindt curve at the old Oostenrijk ring. If you can imagine, sort of, you enter it going sort of downhill. It's sort of, there's a roller coaster, and then it's a slightly uphill exit. There's a move. Oh, strong move there from number 3, Jun Karato, but Sirchach Ong Magnoi cuts him off. Now Jun Karato is side by side over the curve. That is Mohammad Wibowo, and Mohammad Wibowo makes the move. So one CRG passes another, and this is helping Chinapat Benjabuti pull away at the front. Ong Bang Noi in 2nd, and then 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, all in a group. Schilling in 5th. Tanchan Pong is 6th, Yoon 7th, Kiyotake 8th, Kyuran Fathai and Inose are next. They're 9th and 10th. Then it's Thira Patarabu, followed by Hero and Oliver C, the twins, running 12th and 13th. Then Thanaj Yuvsakunkrai, and all wheel to wheel again, and this time there's a little bit of side-by-side action, and losing out was Roadrunner, so Jun Karato loses out, but I tell you who capitalised, and that's the number 14. Oh no, incident there, cart in the barriers, and Yun Serato somehow Karato avoids it. But I was about to say that Maximilian Schilling and Mohammad Wibowu, they came together. Schilling in the number 14 cart has somehow managed to continue, but it is now up in the third position is Peak, the number 4 driver, although there goes the DAP cart. You can see the scuffs on the side of it there of Schilling. Let's have a look. Now, initially, Wibowu made the move. Schilling to the inside, gets sideways, up and over the number 15 cart, and behind them, as the 15 cart of Wibowu went backwards, the two drivers, the number 3 cart and of Jun Karato, and I'm trying to see Daniel Yoon in the number 10 had nowhere to go, and they all made contact with the barriers. Now, Yoon out of the race. Karato down to 16th. Wibowu down to 17th. Delcy down to 18th. Now there's 1.5 times the points available in this race than there was available in the heats. So the result of this race has a greater impact on the starting positions for the finals. The final tomorrow, the starting lineup for that race is set by the points you gain in both your heat races and the super heat. So a bad result here is more costly than it would be in a heat race. But now, Tanchapong and Schilling battle over third. Kuryu Kiyotake in the number 11 Stratos cart is now up into 5th position. Up into 6th is Pinpat Kurung Fatai. Now, Hiro Tsei, after his spin his incident on the opening lap in cart number 6, and you can see the overflow bottle, the overflow sort of radiator cap, and the wire is hanging loose. Now that's not a technical issue, but that was here in the blue and runner in the 5th cart in line, and you can see there it is, wonderful pictures there. That sort of pipe hanging loose where it was involved in an incident earlier, but the cart is obviously okay. Or is that a spark plug cap that has been worked loose? Because one driver, Alan, went over the top of it. Has he ripped the spark plug cap? Well, if he's ripped the spark plug cap off, but hasn't ripped the spark plug off, that's very, very impressive. Now, Palat Tanchapong makes the move. We're on lap 8 out of 10. Jun Karato down in 18th position. There's obviously some damage on that cart. He's cruising around. Kalen Delcy, 70th. Mohammad Wibowu is 16th. Arthuran Prabhu, 15th. Arav Surika, 14th. Martin Tino Zaragoza is 13th. Thanaj Yufasakunkrai, 12th. Sirafat Thirapatarabu is 11th. Pakapolin Krysin Simyuk is 10th. Yanchak Oliver C is 9th. Nagoshige Inose is 8th. 7th is Pinfat Kurun Fathai. Hirotse is 6th. Kuryu Kiyotake on your screen there in cart. No, that's number 12 on your screen. That is Naoshige Inose trying to battle his way past. But there's the number 11. There's Kuryu Kiyotake trying to pass the number 6 cart, although I have to say, great job by Hirotse to move forward again after that first corner incident with what I believe is the spark plug cap hanging off. There's something hanging off the engine of that cart, but we haven't featured the leader much because the leader has let all the action happen behind him, but with a lead of nearly 5 seconds, Chinapat Benjabuti for DT Motorsport. We talk about the experience that drivers gain when they go to the grand finals. Chinapat went to the grand finals last year, put the Team Thailand race suit on, came home 23rd and has come back to his home country with all the lessons he learnt in Sarno last year and is proving to be absolutely unbeatable. Now, who's going to take third? Because Palat Tanchapong and Max Schilling are still battling. Sirchach Ong Mangnoi in the number 18 cart is all on his own in second. But Chirifat Djibouti comes into the final corner. And what a drive. He wins the Micromax Superheat, looks over his shoulder. Where's everybody else? Well, there is the answer. There is Sirachach Ong Mangnoi, Palat Chanchapong, a good result for Peak in third position. Maximilian Schilling, and then Hirotse Kuryu Kiyotake, and now Shige Inose. That's your 6th and 7th. Pimfat Kurun Fathai in 8th. Oliver C 9th. Pakpolin Krai Sirnsing Suk is 10th. Martin Zaragotha is 11th. Arav Sukreya Sureka Aruthan Prabhu, and behind Aruthan Prabhu, Kalen Delsey in 14th position. I think there may have been a coming together on the last lap. There goes Jun Karato across the line in 15th position, but Thirap Fatarabu and Ayrton Yuvasakunkrai, I think, have collided on the final lap. Yes, they are down there. There's a happy Chirifat. Now, is he going to wander off again and escape Jen? Oh, he's disappeared. Wait, there you see Jen there, trying to go off and find him. Dearie me, he's done a runner, Jen. What's he doing? Right, next driver by, just collar him, smash him over the head of the microphone and tell him to get into an interview. Simple. Have to say, Jen's the nice part of the duo. My response is violence towards children usually gets the response you want. Threaten them with violence and they'll do what they tell you. Only joking, HR. Dearie me. That's why I'm up here and Jen's down there. She's the smiling, happy, pretty face. And I'm the ogre in the commentary box. Right, I can tell you the conversation. This is right, Chirifat, I know you speak English because you run around the paddock saying hi to everyone. Don't get shy. Get your race suit, gloves. Yep, gloves.
Story of my life, chasing drivers around the paddock.
I know, right.
Stand here, son. Time? Okay.
Okay, go.
The last time I saw you, you're winning. This race, you're winning. You're on a pretty good weekend already. How do you feel?
Good.
What can you tell us about the race? Do you see any other drivers out there, or you didn't turn around?
No, I don't turn around.
Very good. Good boy. Would you like to say hi to any of your fans and family here watching?
I don't have any.
No fans?
Yes.
I heard a lot of people clapping, cheering. Did you hear them?
I'm
sure
fan,
they're out
Chirifat.
there. They're watching.
You got one fan, Chirifat. I'll be your number one fan. How's that?
Henry said he's your number one fan. What do you think? He came all this way to Thailand just to watch you.
I don't know.
Did you know that?
No.
No, actually, I think he came all the way to Thailand to watch everybody, but I think he's your number one fan. So we're going to say huge congratulations. Pole position yesterday. You've won all the races today. You feeling good?
Yes.
Okay, you got your Team Thailand suit on. Gonna wish you luck. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In the live chat on YouTube and on Facebook, Chirifat Djibouti now needs a fan club, doesn't he? You know, he says he's got no fans. Of course he does. Now, there is a medical vehicle on circuit briefly, just to, I say, a couple of young drivers on the last lap, that Micromax race, having an incident. The marshals have cleared the area. Just got to make a couple of repairs to the tyre barriers to get all the tyre barriers back into the correct position. We look at the start, well, the grid for Mini Max. There is number 1, 2, 2. The driver, the Hong Kong flag next to his name, that is Chong Ka Hei, or Carson. Carson Chong, having a little look around, and just in front of him, there is the Sigma Racing, the Drago course of Sakaya Shimbashi, number 118. He'll be starting 21st. Now, the next driver we should see should be the number 114 car. It is Sirapach Ketsuan from Thailand, aboard his Tony kart for the Forza Motorsport team. There's Hamza Balasinawara. There you can see he went to Sarno in Italy, finished 14th in Minimax in the 2024, in Sarno. There is Natawat Satumno starting from P15. He drives the Wangpu Tony kart. As we look up at the forward, the engines are being fired. We are getting ready to go. There is your pole sitter. Pumsit Klombunjong finished second in this event 1 year ago. Can he go one better? There's an icy cold Finn on the outside of the front row. However, Robin Raikkonen will share the front row of the superheat with Pumsit Klombunjong. So, the full grid, Klombunjong and Raikkonen on row number 1. Pirapongpan Satumno and John Hahn, the reigning champion, will start the superheat from 4th. Belgium's Jeff Verbeek and Chayakorn. Here's a look at the full grid. There's Klombunjong and Raikkonen, row number 1. Row 2, Satumno and Hahn. Row 3, Kyukan Janasat and Ito Ida. Row 4, Thanamot Vejabuti and Kanpon Chotaranakaran. Then Isaac Yoon and Papasorn Silapambaneng. Row 7, Chris Kasemup and Prin Vonkapon. Row number 8, Natawat Satumno and Michael Satrio. Then Hamza Balasinawala and Kitanunhapat Boon Yarat Kalin, Sirapat Ketchuan and Mason Kwong, your top 20, Sakaya Shimbasi and Pun Suskimonchai, and 23rd, and Chong Ka Hai from Hong Kong. Well done, Bear, the director, for getting the grid in before we go into the tram lines. Lights are not out. Oh. Our TV director, Bear, is probably thinking to himself, my goodness, I just managed to get all those grids in nice and quick, and then the drivers go in false start. Typical. But we have to say we're really grateful to the broadcast team here at Motorsport Thailand, doing a fantastic job of bringing you all the action from the 2025 International Trophy Asia looking at the we'll see where the comments on YouTube. Haven't got the live chat in front of me on YouTube. I will try and check Facebook to see the comments from this afternoon's racing. Lots of people posting smiley faces, which I have no idea what those mean. Please, on the comment in on Facebook. Thank you, Ratana Mimak, for posting all those lovely cartoon figures, but tell us who you're cheering for. Maybe you're just cheering for everybody. Here we go. Lights are out. We're off and racing through turn number 1 we go. And it was a great start from Pumsit Kumbunjong. It was an awful start for Robin Raikkonen, who slips back to 5th position. Pumsit gets the jump on the field and is trying to clear off. Now, through turn 5 and 6. All 2 or 3 wide back in the pack. And the 2nd position, that's Jeff Verbeek in the green and white Tiger. Oh, there's running wide there, one of the Sony carts. Getting all squirrely, the number 101 of Tanawarat Vejabuti. Tanawarat Vejabuti getting squeezed wide there, but we're going to come round to complete lap number 1 very shortly. Oh dear, just realised something. I've got the live Facebook stream up on my phone using my data at £6 a minute. Maybe I'll turn the live data off just for now, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't got access to the live chat because I might have to charge you about 40,000 Thai baht per mention. Dear, I'll speak to Vodafone when I get back to the UK. Right, back to the go-karting, ladies and gentlemen. Pumsit Kumbunjong leading at the end of lap number 1 by 7/10 of a second over Jeff Verbeek. John Hahn is in 3rd position. Chayakorn Minakanith is 4th, and then Robin Raikkonen is 5th. The 105 of Pirapongpan Sutumno defending 6th position there from Patapol Kukanchanasat. And we have now settled into a little bit of a holding pattern here at the front of the field. Move a little bit further back behind Satumno. That is the number 119 cart of Chayakorn Minakanith, battling away with Kukanjanasat. And Kukanjanasat, you can see with his Team Thailand race suit. They cross the leaders. Coming up towards turn number 10 now. Around now, Jeff Verbeek in that number 107 cart is beginning to close in ever so slightly. Oh, the 102 they're having to defend, that is Kangpon Chotratanakan. Defending there from Ito Ida. Prinvonkapon in 12th is just behind them. As you can see the field spreading out now. Drone shot, there's the number 106 of Patapol Kukanjanasat. Once again, remind you that Patapol was last year's International Trophy Micromax champion. Moving up this year, finished his Micromax career by finishing 14th in the Grand Finals. Hasn't grown out of his Team Thailand race suit over the winter, so he still fits into it. And then there you have the 104. That is Papa Saturn. Silla Pabanlang. Silipabanlang in cart number 104. So Silipabanlang running in 8th position just behind Chukanzana Sat, and there's a 3 wide brief moment there, the 102. So we're looking back, this is the battle for 11th, 12th and 13th. Chotroner Arkan, Vonkapon and Vejabuti. The 102 of Kangpon leads Prin Vonkapon and then Thanawarat Vejabuti. That's the order. That was 11th, 12th and 13th. And they are just in front of Natawat Satumno. A little bit further up the order now. We're looking at the number 119 cart of Cheyakorn Minakanith up into 6th position. Mia Kanith trying to take fifth place away from that Singer Team Thailand and Singer Motorsport Team Thailand machine of Pirapongpan Satumno. I have run out of Singer lemon soda up here in the commentary box, so anybody back in the Singer team down the garages fancies dropping a couple of cans up, I wouldn't say no. It's very nice. And if you've got any Iron Brew down there as well, you can chuck a couple of bottles of that up here and all, but anyway. Poomsik Kumbunjong, 9/10 of a second. The gap is growing over Jeff Verbeek. John Hahn still in 3rd. Robin Raikkonen has recovered partially from that poor start. He's there in 4th position. Now, I wasn't privy to the full points list, but of course, if Robin Raikkonen stays 4th, would that keep him in 2nd place in the point standings, or would it drop him to 3rd? Be the difference between 2nd in the point standings and an outside front row grid slot. 3rd is an inside 2nd row grid slot. Don't think that these drivers aren't thinking about that. Their teams aren't working on those calculations because it is so difficult to overtake here. You lose ground at the start, and that could be curtains for you in terms of your chance of winning a ticket, because of course in Micromax there is no ticket to the grand finals, but in Minimax there definitely is. So this is the first ticket class. They all have one race to go tomorrow at the end of this one. Klombunjong lead grew to 9/10 of a second, then it dropped back to 7/10 of a second. So Jeff Verbeek for the Buvan Power Stratos RL team is inching back towards the leader. We are looking at Perapongpan Satumno holding off Chayakorn Minakanith and the intrepid cart of Patapol Kukunjanasat. Kukunjanasat, I have to say, don't see that many intrepids in Europe anymore. Of course, it's part of the IPK karting family, so also like the Formula K chassis and the Praga, of course. And the number 120 cart, there was a move a little bit further back, and that was Ito Ida trying to wrestle 8th place away from Papathathorn Silapambanlang. But Ito Ida has to make do with sitting there in 9th, just in front of Isaac Yoon from South Korea. Single file, pretty much not a great deal of overtaking. The drivers all know one mistake will cost them any chance at the win. So they are just being sensible and erring on the side of caution. Now, looking at the lap times, 60.14 last time around. Oh, sorry, 60.14 last time around for Klombunjong. 60.24 for Verbeek. 60.31 for Hahn. 60.59 for Raikkonen. So the top four are spreading out a little bit now. The gap from first to second is back up to 9/10 of a second. But here comes the top one motorsport. Number 103, kart of Pumsit Klombunjong. He comes out of turn number 9 into turn 10. Pumsit puts top one, P1 once again. Verbeek, Hahn and Raikkonen round out the top four. Sutumno, Minakani, Kukanjanasat, Ida, Silapabanleng, Yoon and Vejabuti, the top 11, with Kanpon, Chot Ranakan in 12th, Prin Vonkapon, Nawat Sutumno and Mason Kwong. The rest your top 15. That will be job done once again for that driver there. The CRG kart of Pumsit Klombunjong coming into the pits. There's Jeff Verbeek getting out of the kart, the Belgian driver. Moves his chassis onto the weigh scales. Looks across. As you can see, there he gets the congratulations from his mechanic. Wait, he has a little look. Right. He's in no hurry to take his crash helmet off. There goes Robin Raikkonen walking across the street. Yeah, he doesn't want to have an interview. Tough. Don't take any messing from him. Ah. Oh, Jeff Verbeek declines. Now, they're just going behind you. That was Goki Hashimoto. Goki Hashimoto, that's not Goki Hashimoto, that's John Hahn. Goki, just getting in the cart, there he is. Oh, that's not Goki. Goki was there. He is the Mojo tyre changing world champion at the moment. As John Hahn will go and he goes past Darryl Smith, representing China. And, okay, so John Hahn, the reigning and defending champion of this event, now gets ready to speak to Jen Wade.
How are you, John?
I'm good.
Only good? Only good? Not better than good?
No, because I didn't take P1.
But we're only in the heat racing.
Yes.
Yeah, you still got tomorrow.
Yes. I hope tomorrow everything goes better than today.
Well, tomorrow's a new day. You got a little bit of work to do. Big sleep, eat right, drink water, all those good things. A little bit of work for the mechanic.
Yes.
Now, John, you and I had a chat not that long ago, didn't we, in Italy at the grand finals? You were outstanding. How do you feel now coming back here to Thailand to this event? Do you feel like you've learnt a lot from that event and the last year?
Yes, I learned a lot from the grand final in last race. And this track is very different than others. It got no grip, it's very slidey.
Well, you just about summed it up. Very slidey, but a challenge for everyone, isn't it? Looking after the tyres, finding the right setup.
This time we only have one set of tires and even we're on a slippy track, so it's very hard to control the tires and also getting the setup right.
Well, it sounds like you know what's going on out there. We're going to let you go, cool down a bit. Don't worry, tomorrow's a new day, a little bit longer races. So anyone you'd like to say hi to before we say goodbye?
No, they're all here.
They're all here. Okay, give them a wave. We'll see you tomorrow.
So here we go, there is a look at the circuit. So 2 superheats down. We have 2 superheats plus our last 2 senior Rotax regular heats to go. And this is time for the juniors. Will we see more action? It's going to be reigning champion Shun Sekiguchi on pole position. Isun Seng on the outside of row number 1. Boaz Maximov and Paul Becker on row number 2. Hamish Campbell and Shinma Kusumoto on row 3. Panustin Mongkong and Jamie Ambrose row 4. Sarah Kojima and Komalpu Anuchatkul on row 5. Thanathas Lomwong and Chisanupong Pocharoentham on row number 6. Aaron Mehta and Nadal Imjipanya on row 7. Takeru Shimbashi and Buster Bailey on row number 8. Kian Shah, Sethawal Tankiwejkul is next. Then Muang Siri, Sian, Chen, Inose, Setiwan and the rest. Lights are out, we're off and racing, yeah. Through turn number 1 we go. Early start, everyone is cleanly away. Lots of defending down into turn number 3. Everyone safely through, and it's Shun Sekiguchi aboard the Gillard chassis. Has the advantage. Maximov up to second. Then it's Seng in third. Single file, follow the leader through the, as Darryl Smith called, the Mickey Mouse section. But it's certainly not Mickey Mouse when you drive it. It's a very tactical, technical area. But Sekiguchi in number 215. Pulling away just a fraction at the front, side by side, further back. That's one of the Singer sponsored carts. That's the 216 of Kamalpu Anuchatkul. As we look a little bit further back, there's drivers coming out of turn number 2, down towards turn number 3. Second, third and fourth. Oh, Isun Seng getting forced a little bit wide, and now that is Becker looking to the inside, going into turn number 4. Isun Seng just about holds him off. Behind the top 4, you can see 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, all nose to tail, side by side. A little bit further back as we head through, coming out of the complex there, further back in the pack. That is the 217 car, Dominic Setiawan, getting involved, losing out, I think, a little bit. Maximov is second, Seng third, Becker fourth. Then it's Campbell up to 5. Kusurutumo is 6th. fact, Kusutumu is there next, and a problem. Oh, big crash on the start-finish line. 3-4 drivers involved there, and that's the number 211. That is Sethawat Tantiwejkul getting out of his cart, then sitting down. Yellow flags are being waved. The 207 of Panusti Mongkong is also involved, and the 219, oh, Sarah Kojima, that cart has been absolutely destroyed, and there are tyre barriers in the pit lane that have been dislodged as well. Let's have a look. Oh, Kojima and Steve Moncon came together, and there's the one impact, and this, watch the 219 cart. This is gonna hurt. Boom! Oh my word! And you, young man, are a lucky, lucky boy. Takeru Shimbashi on the Drago course machine looks over his shoulder and says, I haven't seen vaulting that good since the Olympics last summer. And the 211 cart, Sethawat Tantiwejkul, gets up and hobbles away, and now the red flags are out. Red flags are out, and we will stop the racing. I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that all the drivers that are involved are up on their feet, either walking or hobbling away, and medical staff are with the drivers, who are all up and alert and standing. Tantiwejkul, he's quickly going to go and find a change of underwear by the looks of it. Sarah Kojima is sat with the medical team now. Her helmet is off, and she is talking to the medics, but we will stop the race, and you've seen the replay. Drivers in the back of the pack, unsighted, everyone trying to move out of the way, and suddenly Tantiwejkul was the boy racing driver in the middle of the track, was faced with the stationary cart of Sarah Kojima, and Sarah is up and about. She's looking around thinking, okay, she'll turn to her mechanic and say, we are going to get this go-kart fixed, ready for tomorrow, aren't we? And the mechanic goes, maybe. And then there are definitely going to be 3 go-karts that need to go on the jig. The table, the straightening table of doom. Panusti Mongkong, I'm looking at his cart. The team are around it. Now, I don't know what the rules are in terms of who's allowed to take the restart. There goes, just beneath my commentary position, Sarah Kojima. I wonder if she's going to look up and say hi. She's having a look around. Well, a great third place effort in the last race. Now, Panusti Mongkong's cart. Panu went up north to a temple, and he got a labubu, which is a doll in this part of the world that is signified good luck, and hasn't brought him good luck today. There goes Panu. He's running off. Now, if Panusti Mongkong, who was the first driver in the tyres, he was the driver that collided with Sarah Kojima to start that off. His cart went into the outside barriers. There is work going on that cart. Now, I don't know what the rules are about who's allowed to take the restart or who's not allowed to take the restart. Regulations change, are different in different parts of the world. I would have to say the team are trying to see, they've been hammering the steering column with a mallet. If the steering column is not straight, then, well, we have to see what the rules are first. Race directors are on track. If your kart wasn't running when the red flag came out, will you be allowed to take the restart or not? The main thing is that the drivers are all okay. And we'll be back very shortly when we have news of what the official restart order is going to be. So I will go down and try and find out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As you can see, the drivers are lined up in a single file. We will do one slow restart. We have completed 2 out of the 12 laps. And I'm looking back and you can see the race director just signaling now, walking off at the back of the grid there in the Team Thailand race suit. That's Panu Steen Mongkong, who was involved in that accident. His kart was out of the race at the time of the red flag, and therefore he will not be permitted to take the restart. The regulations state that if you are not running at the time of the red flag, you cannot take the restart. So Panu Steen Mongkong is, you can see the cart, which I have to say his mechanics went to work very quickly. They were desperate to try and get Panu back in the race. Unfortunately though, the regulations don't allow that. So, but the main thing is now, the 220 kart of Takeru Shimbashi, he was running at the time of the red flag. He had spun into the tyres and driven off and was still in the race. So he is permitted to take the restart in his position at the back of the field, as long as his wagon isn't too badly damaged. But now we have the full restart order. Once again, all the drivers involved in that incident are okay. I spoke to Sara Kojima just in the short break. She gave me the thumbs up. Takeharu Nakamori-san is about to have to go to work. And the order will be Shun Sekiguchi. They will do one slow lap, single file. Then they will come to the start. There will be, the start will be at the end of lap number 3. There will be a 9-lap race. Sekiguchi, Maximov, Tseng, and then Becker, Kusumoto, Campbell, Ambrose, Lomwong, Anuchatkul, Focharowentham, Bailey, Shah, Mehta, Sihan, Mwangsiri, so, here we go. We wait. That, I have to say, is the first, first major incident of the international trophy. But everybody is okay. The circuit is being repaired. So, we wait and watch through turn number 7. Now, Boaz Maximov needs to get the field. They're quite spread out here. And if, Shun Sekiguchi, I gotta say, he's keeping it nice and slowly. Now everyone closes in. They need to be a little bit closer than that, I have to say. Now that's better. Because Sekiguchi will come out of this corner, come down the middle of the circuit, he'll see the green flag, and he'll say, sayonara, everybody, because Maximov hadn't cleaned his tyres off. I've got to say, it's Maximov trying to get heat into his tyres going out of turn number 2, and that has given Shun Sekiguchi a 3 or 4 kart length lead. Could that be critical? Out of turn number 4 they go, into turn number 5. Maximov under pressure from Isun Seng. And I gotta say that Boaz didn't maximize that slow lap in terms of getting his tyres cleaned up and warmed up, because Shunsei Kiguchi is already 5 or 6 kart lengths up the road. Seng in third. Becker is fourth, side by side, a little bit further back between the 216 and the 205. That is Anna Chatkul and Forowarantham. Cross the line. We complete lap number 3. And Jamie Ambrose up into P7. 8th is Lom Wong and a chap called 9th. Fo Charawentham is 10th. Buster Bailey. P11. Then Kian Shah, Aaron Mehta, Zheng Xian, Tus Mwang Siri and Nadal Imjapanya. Yoshihito Inose, Danish Chen and Pavudin Chaipan. There is side-by-side action there. The 205 kart of Forowarantham still battling side-by-side behind the bright yellow number 216 of Anna Chatkul. Through turn number 9 they go. Shunsei Kiguchi on this lap 4 of 12, the restart, has got a 5-6 kart length lead over Maximov, Seng, Becker, and then Kusumoto and Campbell. You could see the rather tall figure, Team Australia race suit of Hamish Robert Campbell. A more Scottish name on an Australian you could not hope to find in the weeds is Kian Shah, and out of the race. So that was Kian Shah out of 12th position. So hang on, Marshall, wait there. just grab him and get him out of the car. No. That's oh dear. And that is Fubadin Chaipin holding one of his wheels, which means it's not attached to his wagon, and that is another retirement. Now back to our Scottish Australian, complete with freckles and ginger hair, Hamish Campbell chasing down Kusumoto for 5th position, and he's got Jamie Ambrose closing in behind him. Ambrose has got a great exit out of turn number 2. Can Ambrose look to the inside? Not quite. And this is the difference. Jamie Ambrose, at this point last year, he was still in Minimax. Hamish Campbell, an experienced junior campaigner, but Ambrose, again, the more pint-sized figure, still learning a little bit of racecraft. He had a very good run through there now. What can he do? Can he make the move on Campbell before his tyres start to overheat? Because at the moment, the driver of kart 223 does look quicker than the driver of kart 225. That's all well and good. You could be faster than the driver in front, but then you have got to think your way around them. When I say think, on a track like this, yellow flags waving down at turn number 1. That was for the... that's because we've still got Kian Shah sat in his go-kart. The marshal did try yanking him out, and then Kian went, actually, my foot is stuck on the pedal, so maybe don't yank me out, sir. Let me think about this for a moment. So while he thinks about it, the rest of the field carry on. Behind Shunsei Kiguchi. Single file. Now, what can Ambrose do? He's still there behind Campbell and Kusumoto. But there's yellow flags at turn number 1. Kian Shah is still sat in his kart. He's got his crash helmet off, but he's obviously got his foot caught somehow. You can see him just the side of the circuit. Now, it's not enough to neutralise the race again, because it's not a medical emergency. It's let's dislodge his foot from some of the bits of go-kart emergency. Campbell looking strong now. Ambrose's tyres they'll be screaming, I've had enough of following this go-kart at such close proximity. So he may have to start falling back for a lap or two, but he doesn't want to fall back too much, because if Campbell can open the door on Kusumoto, Ambrose wants to be close enough to force his way through as well. Meanwhile, Isun Seng is beginning to put the pressure on Boaz Maximov again. Yellow flags waving as we still work on extricating Kian Shah from his go-kart. We've got 22 dry. Oh no, Buster Bailey has had. I can hear the groan from Australia as Buster Bailey retires from the race. Oh no, he has just gone through, but he's dropped all the way back to 22nd place. He was 11th. Now he's down to 22nd. The last kart still running. Sam Burnett, 21st. Mikhail Piryainen is 20th. Takeru Shimbashi, 19th. Now in Dasa, 18th. Dominic Setiwan is 17th. Danish Chen, 16th. Yoshihito Inose, 15th. Tus Mwangsiri, 14th. Nadal Imchipanya, 13th. Zheng Sihan, 12th. And now we go to a full course caution. Full course caution. The race director has given the medics enough time to get Kian Shah out of the kart, and of course, now that the race has been neutralised, I can see the marshals have finally got Kian Shah out of the go-kart. They will get the go-kart over to the other side of the tyre barriers. We are on lap 10 out of 12. I'm looking at the marshals at the outside of turn number 1. Shah's kart is being moved. It's on top of the barrier, and now it'll be put to the other side of the barrier, out of harm's way. Will we get a restart next time around? If we do, Boaz Maximov has another chance. However, he's not close enough again. No, we won't get a restart this time around. And we move on to the final lap. This race will end under a virtual caution flag, a safety car period. And so a bit of an anticlimactic finish to what is the penultimate superheat of the day. Shun Sekiguchi will win from Boaz Maximov, Isun Seng, Paul Becker, Shinma Kusumoto, Hamish Campbell, Jamie Ambrose, Thanathas Lomwong, Kamalpu Anochatkol, and then Chisanupong Farochanwentham with Aaron Mehta, Zheng Xian, Nadal Imjapanya, Tusmuang Siri, Yoshihito Inose, Dominic Setiawa, Danish Chen, Nawan Dase, Takeru Shimbashi, Mikhail Piryainen, Sam Burnett, and Buster Bailey. Well, that was possibly the somewhat strangest junior Rotax race you'll see for a long time. Not to take anything away from that driver there, Shun Sekiguchi, who controlled the pace beautifully up at the front. I'm sure there'll be a lot of head scratching and a lot of drivers thinking, well, what happened there? Well, they'll be looking back at the live broadcast of this race and they'll see, number one, what a huge accident we had at the start, and number two, how awkward it was to get Kian Shah out of his cart, who of course has now walked away. The cart is on the back of a recovery vehicle. There's Shun Sekiguchi, the Gold Motorsport team. Come to collect his cart. There goes Shun. Now, he spoke to Jen Wade earlier. So he's now saying, can I escape? Can I escape? Now, Boaz Maximov. Boaz has got to push his cart. He's trying to say, no, I want to push my go-kart. No driver wants to push his go-kart anywhere. At all. Every single... every driver, the minute that they're told to do so with their go-kart, they run away, unless there's a microphone around them. And then suddenly it's like, oh, no, I need to stay with my cart. I need to do something. Shut up. You're full of it. There is... now, Maximov. There's Isan Sang, going with his mechanic. Lee Taylor. Come on, Boaz. God, for a flying Dutchman, he doesn't move very fast, does he? Oh, almost got assaulted by another go-kart there. Right, here he comes. It'll be worth the wait. It'll be worth the wait, Boaz. I want a cracking interview now. I want the best interview you've ever done to make up the fact you've made us wait for 5 hours.
Boaz, turn around this way so we make sure the microphone's working. I'm going to say it was a good race, but not so easy.
No, it wasn't easy, but it was not so difficult because, with the red flag and the yellow. So,
We know you as a former European champion, Minimax, the first ever one. Also been Dutch champion. You've got your team race suit on. What's it like coming out here racing against some different guys, different track, very different track?
Yeah, it's very different, and the drivers are more aggressive here in Asia, and the track's really raw, so the tires, getting shitter and shitter.
Are you a little bit surprised how different it is? Does it surprise you?
Yeah, it's surprised, because the track's really different. Like in Europe, the track is a lot more bigger and easier, but here it's like really, the level's really high. You don't know how high it is before you came here. So.
We're going to see you tomorrow and wish you luck. Nice to have you here in Thailand. Say hi. Hi. Thanks, Boaz.
So, a look at the top 8 provisionally. Sekiguchi, Maximov and Sang. Japan, the Netherlands, Taiwan, Thailand, Japan, Australia, the United Kingdom and Thailand round out your top 8. With Becca, Kusamoto and the rest. And so we move on to the last superheat of the day, not the last race of the day. This is the DD2 superheat. It will be 15 laps. Now, the only good news about having that delay, look at the flags, the back of the picture there. They're flowing in the breeze, which has returned. Because of the delays that we've had, these drivers, the 6 DD2 drivers, Shen Ya Hong, Axel Sanyala, Krish Gupta, Jan Vonzanok, Silikong Siri and Chen Ping Hao, they are not going out about half an hour earlier when it was a bit much hotter. So physically, this will not be quite as rough as it would have been if they were going out at about 2:30. The wind has returned a little bit, which is creating, it's not still a bit stifling here, but it's not as bad. So Shen Ya Hong on the inside. To the lights are out, we're off and racing. Sanyala slots into second, and That's Von Zanok in third. Yes, it is. Von Zanok into third. Okay. Simon Hong, Shenya, to give you your full name. You have got to try and hold off a former Grand Final champion, one of the very best in Finland's Axel Sanjala, for 15 long, physical, hot, sweaty, tire shredding, arm aching laps. And it's only the superheat. But if you could do it for 15 laps, you should be able to secure, and well, I'm not sure, yeah, you'll be able to secure pole position. You can see on the drone shot there, ladies and gentlemen, you saw high above the sky the amount of leaves and stuff. There's a real breeze has now swept in. Now, when they come around turn number 7, look at that, ladies and gentlemen, on the foreground of your screen. That's going to be causing the drivers a bit of problem. It's almost like there's a small tornado in the corner of the circuit. The wind has whipped up all of a sudden, but only at one corner of the circuit. And you'll see that this, when they're coming through that corner now, the drone quite sensibly staying out of the way. Now it's died down again, but you can look at all the leaves, what have you, that have been, scattered across the track. Hong has got to hold his nerve. Make Axel work for it. Don't miss a braking zone. Don't miss an apex. Force the former Grand Final champion to pull off something special to pass you. Don't give him a freebie. The two Stratos RL Tony karts, neck and neck. Krish Gupta is up to, Silicon Siri, I think has had a problem. He has retired. So we're down to 5 runners. Gupta in third, Ping Hao is fourth, fifth is Vonsanok. So Vonsanok was third, he's dropped back to fifth, but let's have a look. It's all about the top 2. This is Chinese Taipei and the island of Taiwan's Shen Ya Hong against Finland's Axel Sanjala. When Axel Sanjala won his Rotax Grand Final Championship in 2019 at Sano, Shen Ya Hong, was he competing that year in 2019 in DD2? He was, but he was not at the front. A lot of work has gone in since then. One global pandemic and several years of investment and hard work from the entire Rotax community in Taiwan has led to this point where Sanjala, still one of the best in the world, now has to work. This is a perfect microcosm of how a developing karting nation, over time, effort, investment, and sheer hard work and a willingness to take advice from other countries and other karting cultures can pay off, because we are now on lap number 5. Sanjala may be slightly faster, he may not be, he may be, but catching is one thing, overtaking quite another, and track position trumps outright speed here at the Bira International Circuit. Now, Sanjala will not want to do anything silly. He'll still be thinking big picture. For Shen Ya Hong, this win, this race, it's more than just a race win. It's proof to a driver who may have been a little bit starstruck. 2-3 years ago, Shen Ya Hong would be down the road. He'd be behind Sanjala by a considerable distance. Now, the training, the work, all the practice is beginning to pay off. Apex after apex after apex. Using the 2-speed paddle shift. Know your shift point. Know your turn-in point. You can see he's very relaxed on the wheel. Again, he's got that European style, hands low on the wheel. Hardly look as though he's turning the wheel. Make minimal steering input. Let the chassis do the work. He's not hunched down, he's not moving around in the kart. You wouldn't know that he's giving it 100%. Axel Sanyala working, and you can see Sanyala, and we were talking about how tyres are going off and stuff like that. Sanyala has been super glued to the rear bumper of his Stratos RL teammate virtually since the drop of the green flag, and there's his move. Now Shen Yahong's going to try and take it back straight away. Shen Yahong didn't defend, Sanyala does defend. What can Shen Ya do? He has a little look, get sideways. Could that be it? Could that be the key moment? This is where now Sanyala will sense the mistake, the slight mistake, and pull away. It took him over 6 laps to get that job done. Now, next thing we have to look for, mental strength from Shen Yahong. You've lost the lead. You didn't defend. You went back in. It didn't work. Do you lose your head, or do you just get your head down and think, okay, no, let's not overdrive it? That's the worst thing you can do now, is push too hard and try and catch Sanyala, and then maybe make another mistake. Krish Gupta is closing in. He can't worry about that. Let's have a look at the lap times. Best lap time so far, well, last time around, a 56.7 from Shen Yahong, 56.1 for Axel Sanyala. Now we'll have a little look and see how much pace Sanyala has got. He is pulling away. He's pulling away quite comfortably. However, Shen Yahong, we're now moving towards uncharted territory, because the heats were 10 laps. This race is 15 laps. Those last 5 laps, who has got the setup for that extra bit of race? You can see, let's have a look at the lap time. This time by 55.9 for Sanyala, 56.5 for Hong, and 56.0 for Gupta. So, Krish Gupta from India now closing in on Shen Yahong. And, well, earlier on in the race, Shen Yahong did a 56.08. Only a tenth slower than Sanyala. Is the setup going away on that kart now? Let's see. We'll give him a lap to clear up the cobwebs. He's been overtaken. Now he's had 1 lap sitting behind Sanyala. Get his head back together. We go back to the same thing. Shift point, brake point, apex, acceleration point, exit apex, metronomic, rinse and repeat, 56.1. So he's back to within a tenth in Shen Yahong of his ultimate lap time. Sanyala does a 55.7. Now that becomes a given. Let Sanyala go. Axel Sanyala, world-class driver that he is, has made the move, and is into his groove, and is away. Now it's a battle for second place. Krish Gupta, he will be full of adrenaline because he has seen himself close in on Shen Yahong. They both did a 56.1 last time around. Well, the setup on the kart hasn't gone away. He's back in. They're both back into the groove. Let's have a look at this next lap time. Gupta getting closer. Sanyala crosses the line. 56.2 for Hong. 56.1 for Gupta. Another 55.7 from Sanyala. All Gupta on the brakes late there. That red and white Birrell kart slithering around under braking. And now Shen Yahong starts to defend a little bit more. We can expect the pace to drop as Hong defends second. What he can't do is lose second and potentially lose a front row or pole position for the final. I don't know who would be on pole position for the final. Would it be Sanyala or would it be Hong? Have to wait and see. Sanyala was second in points. But if Hong loses second to Gupta now, that he's looking down. What is he looking down at? The left front of the car. Maybe that left front Mojo tyre is crying that it's had enough. Another 56.2 for Hong and a 56.1 for Gupta. Sanyala getting quicker and quicker. 55.5 for Sanyala last time around. But now, well, in 2021, India took their best ever Rotax Grand Final result in the DD2 class with the Indian Express Kyle Kumaran at the Grand Finals in Bahrain. Krish Gupta finished 56th in that class last year in Sarno, so not quite second, but he's a good peddler, is Krish Gupta, as we're about to find out. So, Hong, hold his nerve, lap 13 out of 15. 5 seconds behind these two. We see, Gupta having a look at the inside. Hong closes the door. 5 seconds behind these two, we have Chen Ping Hao, and 4 seconds behind Chen Ping Hao is Jan Vonsanok. Silicon Siri out of the race. Out of turn number 7, through 8, into 9. Gupta able to close back up under braking quite well, and has a look to the inside into turn number 10. Shenya Hong, last time around, did a 56.1. He's done a 56.2. So his laps have been within 0.2 of a second. His ultimate pace of 56.0, and he's still doing 56.2s under pressure. That's good. The problem is, Axel Sanyala has just done about 6 laps since he's overtaken Hong. He's done 5 laps, 55.5, 55.6. That's the problem for everybody else in this class. Give Sanyala a clear track and he goes. But Shenya Hong has made it very difficult. Well, certainly the first half of the race as Axel Sanyala. So, we've looked at Shenya Hong for several laps. Now, let's look as we start the last lap. Let's have a look at Axel Sanyala. Well, we'll go back to look at the second place battle again. But you say, look at the relaxed driving style of the Finn leading the race. You can see Gupta, he's much more aggressive on the wheel. His body's moving around a lot more. He's oversteer, braking as late as he can, catching the slide, really pushing hard is Krish Gupta. You can see the difference in driving styles, the way that they're aggressive. Hong trying to remain as stable and as still as possible. He's making very, very small minor steering inputs. Gupta moving around. You see his body, his shoulders arching, giving it a bit of euro. But there is your leader, Axel Sanyala, into the final corner. It's taken him an entire day to get from the back to the front in DD2, but he does it and takes the win. Shenya Hong holds on to second position, and on his last lap, he did a lap time just 1/100th of a second slower than his best lap time. Krish Gupta in third, Chen Ping Hao is fourth, Jan Vonsanok is fifth. Now, you might think, ladies and gentlemen, that wasn't the most exciting go-kart race that you've ever seen. However, it's an absolutely classic example in the context of the driver. Axel Sanyala, he's definitely had a pee before. He went to the bathroom beforehand. He's picking up as much rubbish on his tyres so he's not underweight. He comes in. There's the original Origin Al, it's a gin brand, on the front of his go-kart. The Stratos RL go-kart there. He steps in, has a look. Yep, I got 1,000 leaves on my tyres. That'll make up for the fact that I took a pee before I went out. Yep. You don't laugh. I've seen it happen before. Drivers come in, literally 0.1 of a kilo underweight, and they were like, I only went to the bathroom just beforehand. Whoops. So, job done for Axel Sanyala. And again, that's how hot, that's how hard it is. World-class driver, 15 laps, and fresh as a daisy is not a word I would use to describe him. He's had a workout. That's hot, physical work. And Ya Hong, who should be pleased with his afternoon's work, on track for the last round of heats. Is Jen going to have a word with Axel? We've got go-karts on circuit for the last set of senior races.
Okay, just a quick one to see behind the helmet. Axel Sanyala, win? He's had a while, but a little bit of work days, so I guess you're relaxed now for tomorrow.
It's now.
Okay, see you then. Have a good night.
You too, thank you.
Sweet.
Okay, very brief words, thanks to Axel Sanyala. Here we go then. Paniakon Aram Rasami. On pole position, Hayato Miyamoto, Ryan C, Toby Gale, Anna Thorne, Tanguy Nachai, Toby Lean, Arman Hamilton, and Sra Anuras. Lights are out. We're off and racing. This is the start of the third round of heats in seniors, and a couple of drivers. Oh, we've got a major one. We've got a big one coming out of turn number 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 tyres everywhere, go-karts everywhere, bodywork everywhere, drivers up and out, arms aloft, and hang on a second, oh no, the young Filipino lady, Akina Santos, is one of the drivers out of the race, the Flying Angel. Let's have a look. It's at the back of the field, and there's the first three going in, and wait there, and at the front of them, there's another 3 or 4 all joining the fun as well, and that's the number 333 kart. That's Nutanai Siranun Chonanon. Let's pick this one out again. Firstly, you've got the front group going through now. Look at this, 3 wide, side by side. There's the collision at the front, and the driver in the red race suit, and another trying to pick out the numbers. Oh, one for that's another little go at the number 344. The 344 of Chanokan Viratacha was innocent victim. Let's have a look to see. Great replays there. Thank you from the Motorsport Thailand crew. Oh, Miska Kaskinen, Akina Santos, Chanoknan Viratasha, and Jane Lee Gay-hee all out of the race. And there's another one in issues. That's the 305 kart of Wadapong. I'm Witchan, the top one motors driver's putter. Well, he's certainly in the, don't know about putter, he might need a sand wedge to get out of there, because he's in the rough stuff. Maybe he needs an iron. I don't play golf. I would imagine a sand wedge is something you use to get out of sand. But he's on grass, rough grass. Anyway, looking back, well, this means, I gotta say, that there's a couple of real surprises. Well, let's have a little look. As you're watching the lead battle up on the front, look at some of the new names we've got. Well, Laksh Bafna up into 9th place. Senhan Lin up into 8th place. Megat Azizul in 10th. Sra Anuras, Ryan Karetti 12th. Jukka Koivistoinen, the oldest driver in the field, is 13th. Werasak Imwichan is 14th. Alpesh Patel, Dylan Tan, Nawin Natifanon, Zach Boyce, Nathaniel Andekara, and Luke Armstrong, the top 20. And it was, you can see the marshal did a great job of clearing all the debris off the circuit. And you have to feel sorry for the flying angel, Akina Santos, because she avoided the first accident and then came out of the first accident to see a second accident directly in front of her, kart stationary, end of race. Boom. And of course, it's going to be critical. Not all these drivers will make it into the main event. We will have a superheat with 1.5 times the points. That will be tomorrow. But we now have a look. We're approaching half distance. Panayakon Aramarasmi leads by a full second over number 341 Ryan C. Then is the green and white Tony kart. Looking at now, Armand Hamilton runs in third, just in front of Hayato Miyamoto, Toby Gale, Anathorn Tangianachai, and Toby Lien. Senhan Lin, Lax Bafna, and Sra Anuras round out the top 10. And those incidents at the front of the field have really given some of the tail enders a realistic shot at making it into the main event tomorrow. They can pick up really good points in this heat, which will improve their grid position for the superheat, and another good result in the superheat after that. Now, there is damage on the number 322 kart. That is Senhan Lin. We saw Senhan sort of bouncing through the middle of that second incident. There's the 334 kart, Anathorn Tangianachai, the brand new GFC chassis, running in 6th position, doing a fantastic job at its international Rotax debut. Warawan Komorako should be very, very pleased. Gary Carlton should be very, very pleased. The kart looks the business and it's driving like the business. Speaking to Gary Carlton, and I said, when are we going to see one of these karts in the UK or in Europe? And he was like, well, you know, he hasn't got an investor or a partner in that operation to say, I know, I'll put a bunch of pennies down and let's ship a dozen go-karts to the UK and try and break into that market. So it's going to be a slow step-by-step process. And that means results are even more important, because you have to go and say, look, the car is good. Just look at the results. Who's going to be the first customer for the GFC brand in Europe, in the UK, for example? Oh my word! And that is a kart upside down through the barriers at the end of going into turn number 4. You can see, wow, yellow flags on the circuit. I couldn't see who that was. I'm looking up there. The marshals are with the driver. They're protecting the driver. Yellow flags being waved. Yep, we're not looking at the thing. Let's have a little look now. And watch for the right. Oh, that is going to but the driver underneath the cart. And it's number 309. That is Jukka Koivistonen. Oh, wow. He drives for ICU Racing. Hopefully he doesn't need to go there. He's the oldest driver in the field. He is the owner of the Original gin brand, which is sponsoring both his kart and Axel Sarniala. And he's already sitting up, crash helmet off. He's okay. Yeah, we're keeping an overhead shot of the circuit because that was not a pleasant accident to see. Meanwhile, Panyakon Aramrasamy has led this one again from start to finish. He's coming out of turn number 7 for the final time. I am very pleased to say that Jukka Koivistoinen is standing up and walking away from that horrendous incident. Here is your winner, Panayakon Aramrasamy. Ryan C comes home in second. Armand Hamilton is third. Hayato Miyamoto is fourth. Toby Gale is fifth. Sixth for Anathorn Tangianachai. Toby Leon is seventh. Sra Anuras eighth. Sienhan Lin and Lax Bafna round out the top 10. Followed by Rayan Karetti, Megat Azizul, Alpish Patel, Dylan Tang, Luke Armstrong, Nathaniel Andekara, Zach Boyce, Wirasak Imwichan, Harath O, Warapong Imwichan, Nutandai Sirnu Nanchonan, and then Sienhan Lin, who was in the wars, retired along with, we saw the spectacular departure of Jukka Koivistoinen, amongst many others. But Mariu, as his nickname, Panyakon Aramrasamy, walks off, shakes his head, says, not quite sure what he's saying. We've got one heat race to go this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll have a little look. Who's next along? Well, there's the number 3 for 1. There's Ryan C. We spoke to Ryan earlier. Had a nice little interview. Armand Hamilton is third. Now, of course, he's a reigning Grand Finals champion. Armand looking as thoughtful as usual. Thoughtful, either that or he's got wind, I'm not quite sure. But, you know, this is the first step on the road. A lot of these drivers, this is not their only chance to get a ticket to the Grand Finals, but it would make their season a lot less stressful if they got that ticket earlier on. There's Tom Stackhouse, his mechanic, helping him with the car. The Stratos RL team gives a quick debrief. He's thinking, oh no, I gotta come and speak to Jen Wade. I like Jen Wade, but I don't like speaking on camera. But if I don't speak on camera, that annoying Welshman in the commentary box is gonna come and have a go at me later on, so I better keep him happy by coming over here. Armand, nice interview now, Armand, or I'm going to put that hoodie on that you don't like. Carry on.
Well, Armand asked me earlier, can you make an interview? Say hi to everyone at home.
Yeah, hi to everyone at home. Thanks for all the support.
That's about it. What about the race?
I think we're lacking a bit of pace looking from the practices and qualifying, but we've changed a few things both driving-wise and setup-wise, so I think we're in the right track.
Of course, this time you're running in the combustion class. You're our reigning electric E20 champion from the grand finals. Congratulations again, but fantastic that you're here. And of course, not so easy.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's not the easiest race on the calendar. There's lots of people here and they're all good drivers. A lot more difficult starting from 7th on the grid every time, so.
What's the biggest challenge, do you think, apart from the drivers?
It's so hot and humid, it's really hard to follow. And it's also quite a tight track in a lot of places, so you just have to move as soon as you can.
Okay. It's nice to talk to you. Henry, see? No problem with Armand. He's had a bit of practice now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's okay. He just knows that if he doesn't behave himself, I'm going to put my hoodie on. And he knows what hoodie I'm talking about. Right, there's your results. Parayakon Aramarasamy, Ryan C, Armand Hamilton, Thailand, the Philippines and Hungary. 1, 2, 3. Hayato Miyamoto, Toby Gale, Anathorn Tang Yanachai, Toby Lean and Sra Anuras. That's your top 8, and we have one race to go today, ladies and gentlemen, and the carts are heading out onto the circuit now. It's the last Senior Rotax heat of the day. Senior Rotax Heat 3, Group B against Group C. Tomokai Terashima, Sena Ito on row number 1. Yoshihito Sasaki and Austin Gale, row number 2. Timothy Dektarev and Knut Nielsen on row 3. Row 4 will be Yutsai Kimi-chan and Chen Yang-sai. Then Kritash Jirayupa and Clifford Kanjanapas. Mohammed Feroz Fairus is 11th, followed by Ratcharat Anathanakan. Then it is Norat Apivat and Yusai Mitsoyama. Varunchit Watanathanakun, Jenny Bibine, Nishimura Sutomu, Zarif Rekal Fahrudin, Juan Helen Miguel Quinones, Paco Sarmiento, Davika Vonkapon, Ian Willock. Further down the order, Karine Kao, Chayakorn Yunyong and Lee Ting Ho. Tomoki Terashima has the field at his mercy. They come into the tram lines, lights are out, we're off and racing. Let's see if we can get everyone through the first corner cleanly. And turn number 2. Oh, one of the midfield runners runs wide at the back of the field. There are 3 drivers off. And a barrier, look at that red barrier that has been deposited into the middle of the circuit. Everyone's going to have to avoid that. There it is. Marshall on the scene quickly scoops it out of the way. And you can tell it's go time for these drivers. We're seeing a few more desperation moves now, especially in this class where not everyone is guaranteed to make the main event. Drivers know how difficult it is to overtake, so they've got to try and make something happen when at the start of the race. Obviously that's when it's easiest to pick up multiple positions. Everybody knows that. And that's why drivers are also defending very hard. Now, as we look at the overhead shot once again, it was Karine Kaur and Davika Vonkapon, 2 drivers that were involved in 2 of the young ladies. You can see there's the first driver, and in the middle of the pack there, 2 drivers come together, and then Wallop, that's Karine Kaur, in the green crash helmet there on the outside, nowhere to go. And Von Capon gets her kart turned around. Karine Kaur, well, the butterfly has been grounded for the time being. Very sadly, hopefully she'll be back out tomorrow in the superheat, but it will be very tricky for her to make it into the top 34. We've got about 20 drivers in this class that will not make the main event, there or thereabouts. Who else was involved? Nishimura Satomo was delayed. He is still in the race, but everybody is still in the race. But Davika Von Capon and Karine Kaur are both right down at the back. Who else has lost a lot of time? Well, I'm having a little look to see who Wang Helen and Clifford Kanjanapas have also lost ground. I think it might have been Kanjanapas that went across the grass coming out of turn 2 on the opening lap, but up the front, pole sitter Tomoki Tarashima leads by 1.1 seconds from Sena Ito. Yoshito Sasaki is next, and then Timothy Dekjarev, a Japanese 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time I saw that many Japanese leading the way, I was watching an episode of Shogun. Austin Gale is next. Austin Gale in 5th position, holding off Chen Yang Tsai, Chinese driver. Then it is Yu Tsai Chan from Hong Kong and Knut Nielsen from Denmark, running in 8th place. Everyone else hot on their heels. There's number 318 kart going through your screen. That's Ian Willock, the Simon Racing driver on the Tony Kart chassis. Very distinctive livery, a very distinctive race suit for Ian, Ian Alfred Willock. And Ian there, just at the back of that group, was very concerned that he wasn't going to get any mentions because he's always at the back. Well, he's not at the back. He is running 21st in a 27 kart field. So there are several drivers that are even more at the back than he is. Number 310 kart trying to make a move a bit further up. That is Clifford Kanjanapas in 17th position, trying to pass Jenny Bibinet, who in turn is trying to make her way past Ratcharat Anapanakan. Turn number 9. This is 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th you're looking at, led by the number 329 kart of Sena Ito, the Ash Racing driver. He's got the Lando Norris kart of Yoshihito Sasaki for the Luce Motorsport. No, it's for the KP Buzz team. Then it's Timothy Dekjarev for the Team Imati operation. There is Dekjarev, followed by number 302, CRG Thailand entry of Austin Gale. Austin Gale, looking at Austin's results, 11th in this event last year, qualified for the grand finals through another championship and came 15th as a senior. A good result at the time, and there goes Austin Gale, passing Dekjarev. So we now have a Japanese 1, 2, 3. With Thailand, the home nation, running in 4th. Chen Yang Tsai from China is 6th. And up into 7th position now has come Kritash Jirapupa. Yu Tsai Chan and Mohammed Farouz Fairuz is 9th. So Mohammed Farouz Fairuz leading the Malaysian contingent in this race. And further back is Yusai Mitsuyama in 10th place, all in this huge group. And what are the Paralin karts? So there's a move from that Paralin kart, but look how much space, look how much ground they've lost. Look at the 2, 4, 6, 7 carts all nose to tail, and they were all in one group at one move, and they lost 20, 30 cart lengths. And Knud, is that? So that Knud Nielsen is in that group. He is not had a great time, but again, he's here seeing family, what have you. But Knud Nielsen, the whole phalanx of Paralins. There's 3 or 4 Paralins with Knud Nielsen in between them. And through turn number 3, this is the battle for 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th and 16th. Zarif Rakal Fahrudin is the head of the group. Then it's Nielsen. And then behind Nielsen is now Kanjanapas. Then Miguel Quinones and Anna Thakan. Ratcharat Anna Thakan in the bright pink race suit. Let's have a little look. That is Jenny Bibine, I believe. Bibine in car 320. No, she's not got a pink race suit on at all. That is Wang Helen with the pink race suit on, I believe. We're on to lap 9 out of 10. No change up at the front, although Austin Gale is closing in on Yoshito Sasaki, and I think Austin Gale has just passed Yoshito Sasaki for 3rd position. So, that is impressive recovery from Austin Gale. 2 good moves in this race, and there is your race leader, Tomoki Terashima. Half a lap to go. Gale in 3:02. Now has he? Yes, and Gale is into 3rd position as they start their final lap. Timothy Degcharev and has also passed Yoshito Sasaki. So Sasaki is back to 5th position, and he's got to be careful because here comes around the outside of Sasaki goes the number 330 cart of Chen Yang Sai, and Chen Yang Sai picks up a position. So Sasaki has lost 3 places in the last 2 laps. I wonder, has he got a tyre going down? Because he's understeering very badly. Let's have a look. Is that one of the front tyres? Is one of those tyres gone flat, possibly? It's not the left front, maybe the right front, but look how much pace he's losing as he turns in. Well, I'm not sure, maybe the setup just went away. However, Tomoki Terashima comes out of the final corner and cruises across the line. Senna Ito finishes 2nd. Austin Gale is 3rd. Timothy Degcharev is 4th. Chen Yang Sai, Yoshito Sasaki, Kritash Jirayupa, Yutsai Kimi Chan, and Mohamed Feroz Farouz. 9th, Yusai Mitsuyama rounds out the top 10. Norat Apivart, Zariev Rekal Fahrudin, Clifford Kanjanapas, Knud Nielsen falls all the way back to 14th position. Miguel Quinones is 15th. Ratcharat Anathanakan is 16th. Jenny Bibinet 17th. Varunchit Watanathanakun is 18th. Wang Helen 19th. Lee Ting Ho is 20th. Ian Willock 21st. Chayakorn Yunyong 22nd. Paco Miguel Sarmiento is 23rd. Nishimura Tsutsumo is 24th. And then the last couple of drivers, so in fact all 26 finished, with Davika Volkapon and Karine Kaur rounding out the 26 drivers. Now there goes Austin Gale. He now let's have a look. Yoshito Sasaki, number 328. well, we may not get a chance to see him come across the scales. It would have been interesting to see if maybe there was a tyre going down. But Austin Gale is making his way over to Jen Wade. Saw Austin earlier. It wasn't the nicest of meetings because he was standing outside the steward's room at the time, but I'm sure that's all been forgotten. And
oh yeah.
Before you start, Jen, the one thing we want to know is who was faster this week, him or his brother? That's the key.
That's the question. Who's faster? You or Toby?
I think we're both about equal, to be fair, so there's nothing between us, really.
Cheat. That's a terrible answer. Terrible answer.
He's being a little bit diplomatic at this point because they've still got the final day. Is that right?
Well, I mean, we are quite...
We'll see what happens tomorrow. In the meantime, a little bit tough, but good.
It's quite hard, especially because I'm on a standard engine compared to these tuned engines. So, yeah, I'm just trying my hardest, and I'll see how it goes.
What is with your brother? We've got siblings, 5 or 6?
It's quite fun, to be fair, because I've got a teammate, but yeah, not much to say really, just yeah, brotherly love on the track.
That's good. Okay, so a quick cheerio to anyone watching, supporting you.
Just want to say thank you to my parents, my team MRC, my manager Andrea. Yeah, I wouldn't be here now, so thank you to them.
Very nice. And we'll see you tomorrow, Toby.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Austin Gale. A smile on his face when he said we will see who emerges fastest between him and his younger brother Toby. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings to a conclusion today's racing. There is a look at the provisional top 8 from the final race of the day. Tomoki Terashima, Senna Ito, Austin Gale, your top 3. Timothy Dekjarev, Chen Yang Tsai, Yoshihito Sasaki, Kritash Jirayupa, and Yutai Kimi Chan. Japan, Thailand, China, and Hong Kong all featuring. The marshals here at Bira International Circuit make their way off the track after a long, hard, hot day on the circuit. A huge thank you to them and to all the circuit staff and the medical team for keeping the drivers safe. A huge thank you to all the drivers and their families, to all the officials, but also to you, the viewers back home, wherever you're watching in the world. We will be back with the Superheat from seniors and the main events, the first ticket races for the 2025 Rotax Grand Finals. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. local time or thereabouts. Please check out and subscribe to the Rotax Max Thailand YouTube channel and the RMC Thailand Facebook page. This has been a Motorsport Thailand production of the 2025 RMC International Trophy Asia Day 1. We'll see you tomorrow.